Hello Cowboys Nation, welcome to another video, and without further ado, let's get to another round of news from America's team. Trevon Diggs, two other Cowboys get big updates ahead of Bears clash. The Dallas Cowboys rebounded from a disappointing loss to the Philadelphia Eagles in the season opener by winning a shootout against the New York Giants. But despite pulling off the overtime victory Sunday, the Cowboys' defense was a sieve in the NFC East grudge match. Heading into a Week 3 clash with the Chicago Bears, there was growing concern the Cowboys would be shorthanded. Several players are dealing with injuries, and All-Pro cornerback Trevon Diggs missed the team's practice on Wednesday with an illness. Fortunately for Dallas, Diggs returned to a full practice on Thursday, according to The Athletic's Jon Machota. Wide receiver Cavonte Turpin, neck, and offensive tackle Tyler Guyton, shoulder, were also full participants for Dallas. All three are on track to play in Sunday's game against Chicago. Cowboys expect Trevon Diggs to be ready for Bears. Cornerback Darren Bland, however, remains sidelined by a foot injury. Bland could miss multiple weeks after hurting his foot in practice following the Week 1 loss to Philadelphia. The Cowboys just inked the fourth-year pro to a $92 million extension before the start of the season. The Cowboys' defense notoriously took a major hit when the team opted to move on from Micah Parsons, trading the star defensive end to the Green Bay Packers. In the Cowboys' Week 2 win over the Giants, Parsons' absence was palpable. Russell Wilson racked up 450 yards and 3 scores in a losing effort. Meanwhile, Giants wideouts Malik Nabers and Wan'Dale Robinson combined for 17 catches, 209 receiving yards and 3 touchdowns. And that was with Diggs on the field. The Cowboys' two-time Pro Bowl defensive back began training camp on the PUP list. Diggs was recovering from off-season surgery to repair cartilage in his knee. The injury cost him the final 6 games of the 2024 season. The previous year he missed 15 games after tearing his ACL. However, Diggs was cleared to play Week 1. And his absence from practice Wednesday was related to an illness, not an injury. So Diggs should be good to go on Sunday. Bland, unfortunately, is a bigger concern for Dallas. Following Week 2's wild shootout with the Giants, the Cowboys signed Jadeveon Clowney to a 1-year deal. Dallas is hoping the veteran defensive end can help make up for some of the team's pass rush deficiencies in the wake of the Parsons trade. Joining his 7th team in the last 8 years, Clowney will wear number 42 when he suits up for the Cowboys. Cowboys' CeeDee Lamb shares update on George Pickens' future in offense. The Dallas Cowboys face a telling test in Week 4, as they prepare for an 0-2 Chicago Bears team who are severely underperforming relative to preseason expectations, but who will still act as an acute barometer to see where the Cowboys may be at. Although Dallas have hardly been a rocket ship themselves, they have turned in 2 reasonably strong offensive performances against the Philadelphia Eagles and the New York Giants to start the season. CeeDee Lamb leads the team with a whopping 16 receptions for 222 receiving yards, but the former All-Pro suggests that there could be more to come in the passing offense from his new teammate, George Pickens, who was acquired from the Pittsburgh Steelers via trade back in May. "That man don't got to fit in, he stands out," Lamb said, via Cowboys writer Jon Machota. George Pickens, is a hell of a player, man. And there's plenty more excitement where that's coming from. Pickens has not had a bad start to his career in Dallas by any means. A slightly slow opener in Philadelphia was followed by churning out a respectable 68 yards in the overtime win against the Giants last Sunday. Now playing alongside one of the league's best in Lamb, Pickens has the chance to really showcase his talent and dominate when going up against cornerbacks. The former Steeler was evidently one of the premier talents in the league throughout his 3-year stint with the organization, but he was never quite able to put it together and transcend to that next level of top-end wide receiver 1. Upon joining the organization, Pickens revealed that he did not consider himself the second-option wideout in Dallas' receiver room, rather believing that he and Lamb constituted 2 excellent perimeter pass catchers lined up on either side of the quarterback, not even as a 1A-1B situation. Although it is clear that in reality, the 3x All-Pro, Lamb, will garner the attention of the opponent's top cover corner. And after an endorsement like this from a player who many consider to be among the top 3 at the position, calling the former Georgia man a hell of a player, Dallas fans will likely continue to be more than a little excited about the prospect of there being plenty more excitement where that's coming from. Jaguars cut former first-round pick. Cowboys interested in improving their secondary may be interested. In a shocking move after going 0-2 this season, the Jacksonville Jaguars will cut safety Darnell Savage. According to the breaking news, it seems like the defensive back is no longer in the plans for Jacksonville, as this release comes as a surprise, especially early in the season. Unfortunately, the days were already numbered ever since Jacksonville was taken over by new head coach Liam Cohen and his new regime. The Jaguars will take $10 million in dead cap, so it feels like there was something that Cohen didn't see in Savage. Originally selected in the 2018 NFL Draft, the former Maryland product spent the first few seasons with the Green Bay Packers, helping them have a decent secondary. However, he became a free agent in 2024, when the Jaguars signed him to a 3-year contract for almost $22 million. Savage was looking to be safe with his starting spot under the old regime of former head coach Doug Peterson and recording 40 solo tackles, 6 pass deflections and an interception in 13 games. Savage is still a starter in this league, so it shouldn't be surprising if there's a team that signs him this week. The question is what kind of contract he will take, but the veteran may have to settle for a low-stakes 1-year deal with one possible suitor, the Dallas Cowboys. While the Dallas Cowboys are 1-1 so far on the season, they must find a way to mortgage their future in their secondary. After losing Darren Bland for just one game showed a preview of what happens when you don't have efficient depth that can step up when it counts. Even though they got a victory by a miracle in a field goal against the Giants, their quarterback, Russell Wilson, still put up almost 500 passing yards. It was an atrocious performance from Trayvon Diggs and CeeDee Lamb, but the hope is that they can step up and improve their play. However, they're in dire need of depth in the safety unit. Between Donovan Wilson and Malik Hooker, there is room for improvement. Wilson finally got his first interception in a while, but that doesn't take him off the hot seat. Savage won't drastically change much about this safety room, but would give much-needed competition.